All right, Roger's Hot Rod Garage here. We've got 1 October 2022. It's rainy outside here in Germany, so that's why I love my little heated garage. So check this out, little project for today, pretty simple. I went ahead and worked on this side last weekend. I did not take the door off, but I'm trying to fix things right here where the forklift, when they transported it, actually lifted up right here, bent all this in, bent that up back there. And I've got all this thing straight, had a little bit of rust repair down here, but I've got it fixed on the other side with cavity sealer. Got a little swipe of Bondo. I'll sand that down today, put another coat on here. But this actually turned out pretty doggone good here, if I say so myself. But anyway, the worst side is this side over here. And that one's going to take a little bit more effort. So I'm actually going to take this door off today by taking my engine lift from Harbor Freight, lifting the door off, pulling the 6 bolts out of here, and then I've got to start straightening that out right here, and that's going to be too much of a project if I keep it on there. So what I'll do is I'll just take it off, lay it on my sawhorses, and then work on it this way. But old girl is actually working pretty good right now, and this is going to stay as a farm truck, kind of clean and not worrying about high-end paint jobs on this one, and we'll go from there. Check this out. I want to show you this. This is a kit I bought off of eBay. New lights on the back. That's what the new lights look like, and actually everything works, and I'm replacing it. This is what it looked like before. So again, the other kit is laying over here someplace. Actually, no, it's not online. It's right over there in the corner along with all my sunflowers back here. But anyway, that's the plan for the day. Stay tuned. All right, hey look, just a little trick. I got the truck turned around right now. Put yourself something like this together, because I tell you what, if you bust these bolts off in here, or these screw heads, these are kind of unique and they're really hard to find. So put them all down here, and here's a little trick I use. If they're in there tight, I do this right here. Hold on a second. And that stops you from burring them out, because you're taking most of the torque and putting it on the vice grip. And look at that, it turns out nice and easy. Just a little tip, you don't have to use it, but most people figure out how to get the stuff off anyway. All right, hey, I'm looking for a tool now for the last 5 minutes, but this is a new tool cabinet that I got. So probably sometime 6-7 months ago when I put this thing in, I did the efficient thing and moved everything over here and kind of sorted it out, but I'm missing my J.C. Whitney / Harbor Freight impact tool. There it is right there. Because it was there for the last 10 years in that one drawer over there, but I moved it, but my brain is wired to where it's supposed to be. But anyway, hey, this is the best $10, $15 I think I've ever spent. So out of all of these right here, that's the only one that I boogered up a little bit, can't get out. So I'm going to show you how to get that out in just a second. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to use this tool right here. You basically put this in and out, put the appropriate head on it, you hit it with the hammer back here, and it turns and torques at the same time. So I think I'll get it out. I'm going to win this one. I can't show it because I only got 2 arms here, but you place that in here right there, whack the back of it with a hammer, and check it out. That sucker already came out of here. So I'm going to open up this panel for the first time in about 50 years, and there's going to be a whole bunch of money in there, or gold bars, one or the other. I'm not quite sure. There we go. Well, I see $50 already. Yeah, some nasty crap right down there, but I don't think it's rusted through right now. That's actually not a bad deal. So I think that's the original color of the truck, was like a gold or something. Anyway, pretty cool. Oh, that was too easy, man. Shit. Wow. So, hey, check that out. That actually worked out pretty good. Now I can turn this door upside down, fix this one corner right here, which should be fairly simple. and put it back on there. I do have to fix this door skin on the outside right here, and as you can see there's some Bondo already up in here, but I'll fix that. It's a hell of a lot better than being on your back upside down trying to figure this stuff out. But anyway, that actually worked out pretty doggone easy. This thing is pretty messed up. I mean, it looks messed up right now, but it's actually not that difficult of a fix. What I'm gonna do right here is I already started cutting this line right down here. I'll go all the way down here, move up here, and then just do a little cosmetic surgery on this corner. All this will be cut out, of course. I'm gonna cut all this crap out right here, but alone, taking my adjustable or combination wrench right here, not combination, what is it called? Yeah, adjustable wrench, and moving it down, already got most of the bend out of it. So of course I got some Bondo down there, but this is not gonna be that hard of a fix. Somebody's already booger welded this up in here, as you can see, but I'll try to do a pretty good job fixing this thing. Hey, check this out. A couple little tricks here. Again, 100% not a professional body shop here, but more like a backyard wrencher. Here's a little trick. Even though you know you got this as a pattern, I'm going to cut all of this out of here. There's no need to try to fix this big giant hole right here, okay? Mark yourself exactly how many inches it is. 18 from here, from that line to this corner right here, and then 6 inches from this corner down here. Whatever it is, you can have the mark up here, down here, as long as you reference it, because once you cut this off of here, this is gone and you can't reference it anymore. I know you can say, well, that's a straight line here and that's a straight line here, but that just helps you out just a little bit more in case you're scratching your head on the end to know exactly where this point is, because this point right down here has to match that point right down there. So that's my goal. I've got most of the nastiness cut out of here. This is solid stuff right here, and I'll put some of the Brunix behind it and then cavity seal it. And the rest of the stuff actually beat out okay. So this one right here, I'm going to cut way past that to wherever I've got good solid metal on here. And I'm thinking right now it's like a 3-inch strip, maybe 4-inch strip, till about right down here. And then the hard thing is just grafting that in right now. But the nice thing is the actual nice curvature of the door skin is still there. So anyway, that's my plan. Alright, looks kind of clean right now. I've got my rust converter up in here, basically putting some kind of protection on there so it's not absolutely naked. Got everything filed back, cleaned up, and this piece is just a little bit of a bend to it, not much. But check this out, I'm getting ready to tack weld this up in here. Nice and smooth, and that'll be this corner piece, and then I'll flip it back over and do the supporting structure on the bottom end. Alright, so I got my little panel welded in right here. Really, really simple. I just got about like a little 2-degree bend on it. And then check this out. What's important here is to actually completely, like there, right there, I still got to put a little buzz right up in here. Because what happens if you get water coming in from the back side of the Bondo and the paint, now this is going to get a little slight swipe of Bondo, like a millimeter or two. That's like a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch for you folks in the States. And the water comes through that little pinhole right there on the back. That's what you're trying to avoid, everything. Nothing wrong with a small swipe of Bondo as long as you don't put that crap on there, a 1/2 inch thick. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before. I don't like this kind of work, but there is a little bit of satisfaction in it. This actually turned out pretty cool. So this is that last piece right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the welder over here down to about the setting of 1, and I'm just going to fill that little corner in right now. It is going to get a light swipe of Bondo just to clean this out. Remember, this is the bottom of the door where your shoes go in and out, so it's not a big deal. Then I'm going to chop this off right here on the corner just by eyeing it. Put a little piece right here to this corner right here. And then I'm going to take this old thing I found in the old metal container. I think there's some kind of shelving. It's got that perfect ridge on it right here, and that's going to go from here and join this piece all the way down here. Now, before I actually weld it on here, I'm going to put that on here, weld it down here, and then remount the door, and then check this out. See how you can move that in and out? I'm going to then put it back on there to make sure that I'm matching the bottom of the seal right here, and I have to beat this out. Again, this is where the forklift bent all that crap up. But anyway, so making good progress right now. Take care. All right, now for the interesting part. I literally I've got to see where the forklift came in down here. I've just got to beat that back out and get it semi-straight before I rehang my door in here just to see where the actual line is going to be. So, talking loud, let's see, this is... Now this piece right here, you can actually buy, it's not that expensive. But I'm figuring if I can just beat this out a little bit, I've got the original metal in here, otherwise I've got to weld all this around the corner in here. So I got the other side looking pretty good, so I just got to get this down here and then take my adjustable wrench and pull this out right here. Shouldn't be a big deal. It turned out pretty doggone good, if I might say so myself. I'm not quite done yet, but check this out. This is the piece I just fabricated on the bottom right here. This is the bottom where the hinges come in, and didn't turn out too bad. And then right here is where I grafted onto what's already existing. Not too bad, but another thing that worked out pretty good is the door hinges here. They're actually pretty free now. And then down here, I've got this pretty well beat in here. Now what I found that every time I hit this was loose up here. I put this big giant fat bead of weld up in here, so that stops it from moving around. Then I can actually get little small things like this. I'll take care of that a little bit later on, but looking pretty good. So anyway, mixing up my Bondo now, and then put a light little swipe on top of here to cover up this right here, but the curvature is already in here, so that's a good news story. Anyway, all right, first coat is on here. I don't have to tell all you professionals how to do this, but I put the first coat on here pretty rough, and then I'm just going to sand it off with some 80 grit paper tomorrow, and that basically gives me a nice base so I can start working on it right now. So first coat is on, and as you can probably hear in the background, we've got some pretty good rain coming down here right now in good old Germany. Guide coat on here, a little block sanding, and this goes without saying, obviously where the high areas off is going to take it off, and wherever the paint is left is where you fill back in. So this is just getting the contour perfectly straight here. Anyway, that's the plan. Alright, hey, I'm going to wrap this thing up now. So project fix the door actually turned out pretty doggone good. There's the door. Actually block sanded this today, so today is Sunday, and it saved probably about 3 or 4 times. So sanded it and then block sanded. I think you saw that earlier, and that gets this thing nice and smooth, and it is pretty nice and smooth. I realize this is a kind of like a flat color on here, but the contour is exactly the way I wanted it. This right here is all constructed in here. You saw that on the last video. I completely welded a panel in here. You can't even tell on that one. And there's probably about maybe 2 to 3 millimeters of Bondo in there, which is 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16 of an inch. So not bad, it's pretty solid. And then down here, I had to reconstruct this entire thing down here, all the way up here. And again, people, it's the bottom of the door, so I'm not really that concerned about it. The main thing is, I've got this curvature in here, which is what I'm looking for. I still got a little bit of dust on here right now, but look, I'm actually pretty stoked with the door. It's nice and flush along here. And then I'll be mounting the door back in here. And again, this is not, your show quality truck. This is going to be my yard truck or parts hauling truck. And it's sitting here for about $2,000 is what I've got invested in it. So that's not that bad either. $2,000 because I paid about $7,500 for the truck, and then about $2,000 shipping, so $9,000. And the insurance company paid me like close to $7,500 because they took a forklift down here. I got this pretty well beat out of here right now. I had to put a big giant fat weld up in here. That's a solid weld. And this is pretty well, clean now. All the lines line up. I had the door on here yesterday, just test fitted it, and all my joints. Now this is not perfect out here, but I can put the little shims down here and pull this bottom of this fender out a little bit. But anyway, hey look, that's it right now from Roger's Hot Rod Garage. So take care, bye-bye.